So after saying that I wasn't going to go to the new White Hart Lane Stadium until the first game there, the opening ceremony and all that, I relented and went to the Legends game yesterday. I decided not to go basically to give myself the full-on experience of going there for the first game, the first time, and so on. But as that was going to be on Wednesday and a midweek game, I thought, well, actually, I can't wait any longer. I need to go. I need to see it in person. There was a great opportunity to see some of the players from the past actually playing there as well, which was kind of like an added bonus. But it also gave me the opportunity to have a look round and see what I felt about the stadium and the work that they'd done there. I travelled up with the South Dorset Spurs game. We had 2 minibuses go yesterday, so 26 people all went up. We stopped at Fleet as we normally do and had a celebratory glass of Jaeger to celebrate the opening day, which was quite nice, quite touching. And travelling up was a bit of a nightmare, to be fair. The M25 was shut, so we kind of got stuck and had to get diverted. But our driver, Tim, he knows the score and he got us there in plenty of time. We did leave at like 8:30 in the morning, so we were there by, I think, just about 12:30. So just the 5 hours before the game to have a bit of a mooch round. We did pop into LT's and have a couple of drinks in there, and the place, as always, is rocking with a great atmosphere. So that was nice, and I was with my eldest son, so we had a wander down to the ground, and I have to say, yeah, wow, really impressive. The work that they've done there is phenomenal. That the place looks absolutely spotless. It fits in, even though it's like something out of this world. It does fit in, so it doesn't look out of place. If you get my meaning, everything was so clean. There were people walking around cleaning and picking rubbish up and stuff like that all the time. So they kept it really nice. We had a good walk round, and I know about the rest of Tottenham is still the same as it was, to be fair. So I suspect that there will be some major upgrading in the area to match it. I think the area really needs some investment to try to improve it, and I think this is maybe the kick-off that it needs. So in terms of the ground, was I impressed? Yeah, absolutely. But as a lot of people have already said, it does still feel like White Hart Lane, even though it's a massive stadium and it's changed enormously. It still is the same place it was all those years ago when we first started going there, which is really good. It's really interesting that they've been able to do that when you consider the work that's actually gone on. To be able to still replicate the feel, I think is amazing. And I don't think that's just because it's in the same place. I do feel that the surroundings and how it feels in the area just makes it still feel like home. There are some teething issues and some bits and pieces that people were not going to be very happy about, for sure. Getting into the ground, even though we were getting in 2 hours early, you did still have to queue up at the bottom of the stairs to get your season ticket or your card scanned before you can do anything else. Once they do that, then you can make your way up the stairs. And when you get up to the top of the stairs, then you have to go through security, like the airport style security. So I would recommend you don't take a bag, because that will delay you even more. I also recommend that you don't fill your pockets with change and stuff like that, because you'll have to empty all your pockets, because they will wand you down even though you've gone through the arch. So there's a couple of easy tips. Try to keep everything to a minimum. If you buy anything in the shop, they will seal the bag. So if the bag's sealed, that will let you through quicker. But if you've got a bag, an open bag, they will want to check all the way through. So when I got through the security bit, I was in entrance 8. My son was in entrance 7, but we was able to go in the same entrance at the same time. There was no queues to actually get into the ground itself, though. That was a benefit for sure. So if you don't like queuing up to get in, you're going to probably have a little bit of a problem. But whether that's just teething problems or what, I'm not sure. We'll just have to see, where it goes with that. Once you're in the ground, in the bottom tier, you can walk the whole way around. You can go anywhere that you like, and there are lots and lots of food opportunities. I saw fish and chips, I saw pizza, I saw burger and chips, that kind of stuff. And if you go other than the Southdown bit, there was no queues. You could go straight up. Me and my boy went up and we had a brisket burger. It was very nice. I think it was about £8.95 each. So not cheap, but then I don't think it's any more expensive than you would pay maybe at Thorpe Park or Madame Tussauds or any of those kind of attractions. So I don't think it was a rip-off as such. It was very nice. It was a big old burger. The only thing I found that there isn't really anywhere to eat. So they've got like a little, like a little shelf kind of thing going all the way around, and you can kind of perch yourself against them and stand and eat your food. But there's no kind of seating areas or anything like that. Certainly not in the bit that I was at. But it was okay. The other interesting bit I thought was that there was no bins. I didn't see any bins anywhere, but there was people walking around taking rubbish and picking up rubbish. So it seems like, they've got plenty of people around to do that kind of stuff. There was also plenty of ambassadors milling around, able to sort of say, direct people to where they've got to go and so on and so forth. So that seemed quite a nice touch in terms of sort of customer service, I guess. My seat's in the north stand, so I did have a walk all the way round to the south stand to see the marketplace area. I have to say that is really nice area. The stairs going up, lots of people sitting there, lots of stuff going on, big long bar, and then you've got the Beavertown brewery and all that kind of stuff. Just something to note from it again, because people are going to get pissed off about it, is that it gets very, very crowded there. And so getting a drink might not be as easy as you would expect. After the game, you can go back there because it's open for another hour or so after the game. But be warned that if you're coming from another section to go there, they can shut the doors off. So yesterday they did shut the doors and stop anybody going in because it was restricted because of the amount of people that were already in there. So bearing in mind, I think I read that it was about 41,000 yesterday, so there's another 20,000 people to get in there. I think that's going to be a lot more popular than they maybe thought it would be. But, if you're the sort of person that just wants to get out of there and go to the pub or get on your way, then it's not going to affect you. But if you are interested in kind of staying behind and meeting up with some friends, it does seem like that's the place that everyone gravitates to. So, you might want to bear that in mind. Of course, as I said earlier, there is the area around Tottenham is still the same as it was. So the train links and the traffic and all that is still as bad as it was. And so you add an extra 30,000 people into that, you are going to have problems. But obviously, having the stadium ready is the start of everything. You know, there is a lot of work around improving the stations and stuff around the place. So I kind of guess, you know, you're gonna have to put up with a little bit of that initially, until things settle down and things improve. I'm sure they will improve. But I have seen some people complaining about it already. But it's no different than when we went to Wembley, I guess, you know, the crowds and stuff like that. So you kind of have to have the rough with the smooth, I guess. So for me, fortunate to a certain extent is that we come by minibus. Although we still do have a 3.5, 4 hour journey home at the end of the game. So we were okay. We hung around for about an hour or so, popped into the Gilpin and to LT's, had a couple of drinks before hitting the road to get back. So it wasn't too bad. It was hard work getting out of London as always, but obviously that delay at the end of the game kind of helped us and give people a chance to clear out. But overall, I mean, in terms of the ground itself, it is fabulous. It is a real credit to the architects and stuff that put it together, because it does look amazing. The feel of it inside feels just like being back at White Hart Lane. The south stand looks awesome from the north stand. Made me very jealous wanting to be over there. But we'll see, because obviously the away fans are going to be sat sort of next to us in the north stand, so maybe that will liven people up a little bit. And of course it was a Legends game, so you know you can't expect masses of atmosphere, but in the bits when there was atmosphere, wow, you know, the acoustics are amazing. It really does show out. So all in all, very, very impressed. Like I say, there are going to be some teething problems. People need to get used to that. But you know, that's what happens. At the end of the day, we've all been crying to go back home and feel like we're home and all the rest of it. And now we are. So it's just up to us to enjoy it and make the most of the facilities that are there. As I say, I'm sure that if you haven't been, you will love it when you get there. It's just nice to be back where we started, and also the fact that we can get twice the amount of people in there that we did do can only be for the benefit of the club. So you know, as I say, enjoy it. Up the Spurs.